All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about a mistake, but this isn't just any mistake. This is one of the most expensive blunders in recent history, and the crazy part, it didn't happen in some high-stakes boardroom or a chaotic stock market floor. Nope, it happened during a simple everyday office cleaning. Take a good look at this number, $800 million. Let that sink in for a second. It's a number so big it almost doesn't feel real, right? But this isn't a company's valuation or a government budget. This is the estimated value of one person's fortune. That was this literally thrown in the trash. And this is where that fortune is right now, buried deep under mountains of garbage in a landfill in Newport, Wales. The story of how 7,500 Bitcoin ended up there is, well, it's a wild ride. It's a painful, fascinating lesson about technology, foresight, and what value even means in the 21st century. So, the big question is, how on earth does someone accidentally throw away a fortune of this size? Well, like a lot of big disasters, it all started with a tiny decision that seemed completely meaningless at the time. This quote right here, it just reframes the whole story perfectly. See, the real error wasn't just tossing a piece of plastic in the bin. The real mistake was a failure of imagination, a failure to see just how fast the world was about to change. I want you to picture this. It's 200. An IT guy named James Howells is doing something we've all done, cleaning up. He's sorting through a box of old electronic junk. You the one. Tangled cables, old mice, random parts. He picks up an old hard drive. It looks useless. It's been replaced ages ago by something way bigger and faster. So into the trash it goes. No second thought, no drama, just another piece of clutter gone. And that single mundane act kicked off this entire unbelievable story. But to really get why that old hard drive was so important, we have to rewind the clock even further. Back to the very beginning of Bitcoin when it wasn't some huge financial asset. Back then it was just a digital curiosity. Man, this timeline just lays it all out, doesn't it? In 2009, James, being a tech guy, hears about this weird new digital money and thinks, that's interesting. So he starts mining it on his laptop just for fun. 4 years later, 2013, that's when he throws out the hard drive with the keys and silence for years. It's not until 2017 and beyond, when Bitcoin's price goes absolutely nuclear, that the sheer gravity of that 2013 decision hits him. And that's what starts this incredible, desperate quest for recovery. Now here's something you've really got to understand. James was in some Wall Street speculator trying to get rich. He was a tech enthusiast, hobbyist, playing with new invention. Back in 2009, you didn't need these giant, power-hungry mining farms. A regular old laptop could just create these coins in the background. He got those 7,500 Bitcoin almost as a side effect of his curiosity. He did the smart thing, back them up a hard drive, and then he just kind of forgot about them. They were a digital novelty, nothing more. Okay, so this brings us to the core technical problem. Why can't he just get them back? Why can't he call up the Bitcoin help desk or I don't reset his past due? The answer to that question gets to the very soul of how crypto works and why it's so different from any money we've ever used. Before it all comes down to this one concept, private keys. Now, don't think of a private key like a password. Think of it like a physical key to vault that has only one copy in the entire universe. It's just a long string of data, but if that data is lost, if the hard drive is destroyed or buried in a landfill, that vault is sealed forever. The Bitcoin is still inside, but no one, no one can ever get to it again. And this slide just lays out the difference perfectly. On one side, you have your regular bank account. It's centralized. There are people you can call. There are password resets, insurance, all these safety nets. It's a system designed to be forgiving. And then there's Bitcoin. It's decentralized. There are no resets. There's no one to call. You are your own bank. It gives you total control, but that means it is absolutely brutally unforgiving. And here's the truly haunting part of all this. The Bitcoin wasn't destroyed. It's still there. It exists right now on the public blockchain. Anybody, you or me, can go look up that wallet address and see the balance sitting there. It's like a ghost in the machine, a digital treasure chest visible to the whole world, but locked forever by pure mathematics. So you've got this digital ghost locked in a digital vault, and that leads to very, very real world, physical, messy problem. If the only key is a hard drive buried under a decade of trash, the only way to get it is to start digging, and that has turned out to be even bigger mountain to climb. Look, James Howells has not given up, and this isn't some guy with a shovel and a dream. He has put together a seriously sophisticated multi-million-dollar recovery plan. We're talking about using AI and satellite mapping to figure out the most likely spot, then bringing in robotic systems to excavate it carefully, then using an automated sorting system to scan the trash for the hard drive, and it's a big if they find it, it goes to a world-class data recovery lab. This is a full-blown high-tech treasure hunt, but despite offering to pay for the whole thing himself, and even offering a huge chunk of the money to the local town, the Newport City Council has said no every single time, and from their point of view, you can kind of see why. Digging up decade-old landfill is an environmental nightmare waiting to happen. You could release all sorts of toxic stuff, and there's zero guarantee that the hard drive even works anymore after all those years of pressure and moisture. For them, the risk just isn't worth the reward. So that's what this all boils down to. It's this incredible clash. On one side, you have the clean, abstract, perfect world of code representing hundreds of millions of dollars, and on the other, you have the messy, smelly, hazardous physical reality of a city dump. And in that battle, for now at least, the messy physical reality is winning. As the years have ticked by, this story has really morphed into something more than just one guy's bad luck. It's become a kind of modern fable, cautionary tale for all of us living in this new digital age. It's so easy to look at this and think, wow, what a crazy one in a billion story. But it makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other people have lost their crypto in similar, maybe less dramatic ways? The answer is, honestly, it's staggering. Analysts estimate that around 4 million Bitcoin are just gone forever. That's out of total supply of 21 million. Think about that. Nearly 20% of all the Bitcoin that will ever exist is believed to be permanently lost. Forgotten passwords, broken laptops, hard drives thrown away in the early days. James Howells' story is the most famous, but he is far, far from alone, and it really hammers home this powerful lesson. We're used to value being something you can see and touch, gold, cash, house. But today, incredible amount of value can be totally invisible, stored a tiny little chip, and that value can be unbelievably fragile, protected by a system that gives you absolutely no second chances. And that's the great paradox here, isn't it? The whole point of something like Bitcoin is to give you absolute control, to free you from banks and governments, but that absolute control comes with absolute responsibility. The very same feature that makes it so powerful is also what makes it so dangerous. It is the ultimate double-edged sword. Beyond all the money, just think about the psychological weight of this for a moment. This isn't like normal loss where you eventually grieve and find closure because the Bitcoin is still there and the hard drive might still be there. The story is never truly over. It creates this permanent what-if loop in your mind. Every time the price of Bitcoin spikes, the story comes back and you're forced to live with this ghost of an alternate reality. It's a truly unique and heavy burden. And that really is the thought I want to leave you with. James Howells' mistake has become a lesson for millions of people around the world about the nature of digital assets. But for him, that lesson came at an almost unimaginable cost. And it just forces you to ask, what's the true value of a lesson that you only get to learn when it's already too late? Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next video.